episode of The Silly Kitchen. I love when I have guests because a lot of the times they do all the work and I get to just eat the finished product. So I have Chris in The Silly Kitchen with me. Why do I have Chris in The Silly Kitchen? Who is this guy? Okay, well, first of all, you are the loving fiance of one of my closest friends.
Yep.
But let's be real here. I have had the pleasure of dining in your home, and I don't know that I've ever met a home cook that elevates and takes food to another level. Your presentation, your flavor, your passion in the kitchen. Oh.
Thank you.
Just sit there and take all the compliments, right?
The standards are so high.
High, right up here, so don't screw up.
Okay, nope.
So today I've asked you to come in and teach me how to make risotto.
A little bit of risotto.
So tell the people, because I know.
Okay.
Why is risotto different than just good old rice?
Well, it's Italian comfort food.
Okay.
When you actually cook it down low and slow, it turns into this creamy, delightful, fluffy, dense, rich, beautiful comfort food. And
that was like a whole dictionary of delicious.
Right? But it's complex. It's one of those. It's the little al dente in the middle still, where it's got a little bit of firmness, and then it just creates this creamy, buttery, kind of amazing side dish or main course, depending on what you want to do.
Okay, how long is it going to take to make? Because I'm already hungry.
Honestly, probably about an hour.
Oh my god, okay.
Low and slow.
Low and slow. Alright, guys, we won't make this an hour episode, but we will show you how to get from point A to point B. So, tell the people what we need.
Okay, you need arborio rice. Now, arborio rice is more of an Italian style rice, and it kind of looks, I don't know, more like a
grainy, like pebbly sort of rice.
And what it does is it's able to actually break down the outer layers, whereas the long grain rice and stuff like that, it just creates this little pillow, and then if you overcook it, it just becomes mush.
Okay,
so you don't want to create the mush in the porridge.
The right kind of rice. What is it called again?
Arborio rice.
There we go.
You're gonna need some shallots, some garlic, a little Parmesan cheese, depending on how you want to do it at the end.
I love cheese.
Right?
That might not be enough.
Yeah.
That might not be enough cheese.
Well, let's put a lot on there.
That whole thing's going on my portion.
Okay.
Okay.
A little sea salt.
Sea salt?
For the sea salt, flakes, like it, presentation, like little snowflakes of flavor on your tongues.
Snowflakes of salt, hello.
Right?
Yup.
Some butter, chicken stock.
Okay.
So with the chicken stock, you can either do it with the 30% less salt or any kind of chicken stock you want. Okay. Depending on use.
Dealer's choice, really.
Yeah,
people make their own chicken stock, their own vegetable stock, so
whatever you want.
Whatever stock you want.
Yeah. Olive oil, of course.
In a shot glass, the way I measure it.
And then we're doing saffron risotto today. Depending on what you want to use, you can use saffron, you can use mushrooms. That's the beautiful thing about risotto, is that you can add different things to it and create different dishes.
Saffron's very delicate, but very flavorful. Yeah. And where did you get this saffron?
We actually got this in Morocco, where I ended up actually
This is like imported
fiancé.
Saffron directly from your vacation.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah. Now, what about these 2 glasses of wine here?
So the glasses
This is for us to drink, right?
Yeah. Now, in order for us to actually do the risotto...
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to drink with me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so with the risotto, you actually want to be able to infuse some of the flavors of the wine, cook off the alcohol before you start adding in the stock.
Oh, so we're actually going to cook with the wine.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Probably, you want to use like cheap, dry wine.
Cheap, dry wine. Perfect.
Right? Yeah. And then, of course, we got to drink while we're making it. It's Italian food.
That's kind of where I went with that. I didn't know we were going to use it in the recipe, but I won't drink all of mine. We'll try. We have more. We'll figure it out. All right, so we know what we need. Where do we start? Okay,
we're gonna get some stock on the stove. We're gonna preheat the stock so that way we're not actually putting cold stock or room temperature stock into the rice, and it'll allow it to actually cook a little.
So we've got about 4 cups here right now, and we've got another 4 cups extra. So I'm just gonna go throw this on the stove and get it warmed up.
Okay. While Sylvia is doing that, we're gonna take some garlic and we're gonna take some shallots. The shallots you want to chop up first, so that way you're actually able to get this going, and you want to actually reduce it down so it becomes a little translucent before adding the garlic.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Shallots versus onion.
I don't know. Oh. Gordon Ramsay yells about it a lot, so I figured I'd just go with what he actually does.
That's cool. I like that. I like that aspect of things. I also think that on that one Gordon Ramsay show, everyone screws up risotto all the time.
Right.
So this doesn't sound like an overly complicated dish, but I feel like there are parts of it that you could screw up very easily.
I think it's mostly just the way you're cooking it. So a lot of restaurants will parboil their rice, and it allows it to cook faster rather than actually taking the time that we're going to do it today.
Well, yeah, because you said it's going to take us almost an hour to do it. So it's the slow and low temperature that gives it all that flavor and soaks it all in.
Yeah.
Your knife skills are beautiful, sir.
Yeah, as I'm starting to cry because
I've cried on this show twice.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do a close-up of you chopping, and that way people won't need to see you cry.
I don't actually measure anything. I kind of be like, oh, that looks like enough shallots, and that looks like enough rice. Maybe I need a little bit more, maybe I don't, depends on the kind of flavor you want.
That's my kind of chef, is I don't like measuring. I just like throwing things in as it, and tasting it and making sure that everything kind of floats my boat.
Yeah.
Floats my boat.
Right.
I think I've used that in a few episodes. I think I need to stop. Give me some other ideas of terms I can use when I like something. All right, so onions, shallots, damn it, I keep saying
So we use the shallots. We're gonna use maybe, so depending on the amount of people you want, like I will cook maybe 1 cup of rice for 2 people, 2 cups of rice for 4 people. That's the way I kind of do, because it expands, it creates, 1 cup of rice will be about 2 cups finished.
I eat like I'm 2 people, so that sounds great
so
to
we'll
me.
do that, roughly measured to that. Depends on the flavors you want. We're gonna go a little lighter because I don't want to drown out the flavor of the saffron.
Yes, I want to taste all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the pan going on like a medium heat.
Okay, so
I want to make.
we need a pan.
Yep.
A deep pan is
You want
best.
to use a deep pan but wide because you don't want the rice to be able to actually be too thick. You want it to be able to spread out and evenly cook, so you're not steaming it.
Big pan. Okay, so we're gonna put that on heat, and I'm gonna add a shot of olive oil. Okay, sounds good.
So when I'm chopping up my garlic, I typically like to just peel it. As I peel it, I will actually give it a good crush. I like to think that it actually helps get the oils out of it before you chop it up, so it kind of looks nice and rough like that. Give it a nice little chop.
Okay, so we've moved things over to the cooking area. Our shallots, our garlic, all of our ingredients, a little extra olive oil for later. The wine, which I'm gonna go drink off camera in a second, because Chris, get over here. This is your job now.
Okay.
All right, you tell us what to do.
Okay, we're gonna get the pan to about a medium to medium low kind of heat. We want to slowly cook the shallots in the olive oil.
Woo! Look at that sizzle. Look at it. I mean, listen to it.
Right. Okay. Want to get it evenly coated with some olive oil all over it. We're gonna slow cook these down so they're a bit translucent. And yeah, so you just want to kind of cook that down, stay in there casually. That's why you're having a glass of wine.
No, have a sip.
Right?
Please. I'll have one with you.
Get a little wine.
If we drink it all, like, is it gonna screw up the risotto?
No, it's just gonna taste better. Okay, we're at that point now where I'm getting a little bit of color on the onions. I'm gonna start putting my garlic into it.
All right, let's see the color.
All right, it's getting a little translucent, kind of opaque color.
Translucent, opaque. Look
Put
at
some
that
garlic
go.
in there.
Yes, throw the garlic in.
Okay, so now your onions and garlic are actually to that consistency that I like. You're just gonna dump in, sprinkle your rice in there. You're gonna turn up your temperature to a medium high. You're gonna toast this a little bit, so you wanna make sure you're actually mixing it up.
Okay. It looks like you've done this before.
Yeah, it's a few times. You wanna make sure you're keeping it moving around, but not too much. You just wanna make sure you're not gonna burn the garlic and the onion at the bottom of the pan.
So this is one of those recipes where you actually have to pay attention for the whole duration.
It's a labor-intensive recipe, but you gotta babysit it. You can't just let it go. That's why you gotta have a glass of wine.
100%. This is why we have the wine.
Right. So we're getting to that point now where it's smelling a little toasty. Get a little bit of color on the rice. So we're gonna add in a little bit of saffron.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Just do a little pinch, maybe 2 or 3 pinches.
I love your measuring techniques.
Maybe a lot more saffron.
Okay, I can't see the saffron totally. So where is it?
Right.
Oh, okay. So just the little leafy parts,
Those
and now
long little stems.
now all that color is gonna come out once we put more liquid in.
Once I dump the wine in there, it's gonna be beautiful.
All right. So how much wine are you gonna eye out?
So we're kind of gonna just do like a splash, and by a splash I mean like a splash, and then it's gonna splash, and then it's gonna kind of coat the whole situation here.
Oh my gosh, I love that sound.
You want to make sure it simmers, but you're not boiling it, but you're basically cooking off the alcohol, allowing some of the flavors of the wine to get absorbed into the rice, and that's when we're going to start cooking that down. I let it kind of cook to the point where it's absorbed most of that. Okay, now that the wine's actually been absorbed by the rice, you have your preheated chicken broth here.
And why is the broth warm?
So, in order to keep it cooking, and so it doesn't, so when you actually have the warm liquid going into the warm pan, you're gonna actually, you don't have to worry about it heating up. Whereas if you had room temperature or chilled liquid, it's gonna take that time. It's gonna pause the cooking. It's gonna stall it.
Yeah, and I mean you're changing the temperature of the entire pan that way, whereas now we're keeping it kind of level, right?
Yeah.
I get it. I just wanted the people to know.
The people need to know. So you want to be able to actually let it just kind of simmer. You don't want it boiling. You don't want it too hot, too cold. You want to just have a nice little rolling simmer on it.
That's awesome.
So at this stage of the game, we're going to add some butter. And in this case, I added an entire stick of butter.
Okay, so it's been a long 40 minutes to an hour. I have been watching and smelling what's been happening in this pan, and you say it's ready.
It is ready.
So now what?
We're going to dip that spoon in there.
Okay.
And just shovel that onto the plate.
All right, so I will be in charge of shoveling because I really haven't done anything else yet. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And look how creamy this is. Butter and olive oil and saffron and stock. Okay, how much should I shovel?
As much as you want.
I mean, I could eat this whole pan by myself, but technically this is for 4 servings.
I could probably do close to 4 to 6 people, depending on if you have it as a side dish or a main dish. So what I would do is, I haven't seasoned this at all, so it's literally just got the chicken broth in it. So depending on your taste, you can add a little bit of sea salt, add some pepper to it, and some Parmesan cheese.
All right, why don't you go ahead?
I enjoy a
we
little
had
bit
the
of salt.
sea salt. Well, you gotta do it like that guy on the internet.
There we go.
Okay, I don't think you have to, but
And
that
then
was
Parmesan
fun.
cheese.
Now you know how I feel about cheese, so.
So we'll just add some cheese onto this. When I say some cheese, because you like your cheese, we'll just keep dumping more cheese onto it. Like
Oh yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now can I eat it? Can I eat it? Can I eat it? Can I eat it?
Go ahead.
Are you gonna eat it with me?
I'm gonna eat it with you.
Because this is what we do on the show. This is the best part. Cooking is all about eating. So, oh wait, let me get a flake of cheese on there. Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
Oh, sorry, I went for a second bite.
Yeah, that's fine. Because this is lunch.
You know what, Chris? For how long it takes to make risotto, it's totally worth it because it's not a difficult process, it's just time.
It's time. But the thing is, you can put this as leftovers in the fridge, warm it back up in the pan. It's good for a couple days. You can have it as a side dish, as a main dish, you can add mushrooms to it, you can add seafood to it, you can add chicken to it, salmon, whatever you want with it.
It is so perfect. Oh my god, thank you so much for coming and teaching me how to make this. Guys, try making risotto. If you've got an afternoon or an evening and you want something luscious and delicious, give this a go. Thank you again for coming. I'm gonna eat the rest of this plate and see you next time.